All right, no more worksheets for this one. By the time you get to this, you should understand what the circle graph actually looks like. It looks like this. See this right here? This is a circle graph. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to take a chart that looks like this and put it in a spreadsheet and make a lovely circle graph. A lovely circle graph. There we go. Look, yay. Um, it's fairly easy. This won't take too much time. In fact, you will probably spend more time collecting data because this is going to be an individual project and it's entirely up to you. You can make it as unique as you want. So you probably spend more time collecting data than you will actually making the graph because spreadsheets make this exceptionally simple. So the actual assignment looks like this. Let me go to the instructions. So for the assignments, you're going to have to do a little bit of research or observation, create your own data set. You can choose any school appropriate topic you wish, but it must have at least 5, we'll call them categories, and at least 20 total data points. So, for example, in the example that I've done, I chose to compare the number of texts I've received from people in the last 12 hours. And for that, I chose more than 5 people. Okay? And in total, when I add these all up, it's definitely way more than 20 data points. So there are 3 data points here, 10 here, 14 here. So already I'm up to 27 data points. And it doesn't really matter what you choose as long as it's school appropriate. So I put a list of possible topics on the side. You choose. Doesn't matter. It could be any one of the ones in here, or it can be something else that you think is interesting. I just want to see that you can actually do some counts, arrange it, and create a circle graph because that's the outcome we're trying to reach here. Trying to show that you know how to read a circle graph and you can create one from a data set. So possible examples, clothing types in your collection. So you could compare the number of pants to the number of shirts to the number of sweatshirts to the number of socks that you have in your wardrobe. It really doesn't matter. You can sit in the front window of your home and count the types of vehicles that drive past. For example, you could say count the number of trucks compared to the number of cars, vans, tractors, four-wheelers, dirt bikes. It really doesn't make a difference. Survey favorite colors, the amount of time you spend doing certain things during your day. You could choose a couple of your favorite Netflix shows and compare which one has the most episodes. What I'm getting across to is it's really up to you. So I shouldn't see 87 different graphs of people's favorite colors because we already did one of those in the last video. So for your example, here you go. My name right here, example, McMillan. Yes, me. And then quick little blurb. This is an example. Subject of the data set is the number of messages, like texts and stuff, that I've received from people in the last 12 hours. I put in the names of the top, however many this is, people in my contacts list, and then I counted the number of messages I received from each of them. So Mrs. McMillan, we live in the same house, so we don't text that much. In fact, I'm surprised that I even got 3 texts from her. My sister-in-law found a mouse in her house last night, so I got a flurry of texts from her. My other sister has 2 kids who are school age, so she had some questions about what's going on. And this sister lives in New Zealand, right? Like it, Mr. Bentley, we were talking about sports. You know, so it's a whole bunch of it. Basically, it's just stuff I can count. Okay. So that's probably going to take you the longest is doing observations and coming up with those numbers. Okay, so to make the actual chart, it's really easy. And I'm going to do this one step at a time. First, left click on your mouse and select this data set. Now, I want you to make sure that you have this, the titles basically. Those need to be selected. And then categories and the values. I put this in at the bottom, a total. Do not select the total because it will mess up your graph. And I'll show you what I mean. So this is the proper way to do it. Select that and then go to your toolbar at the top. And I've compressed my toolbar a little bit. So if you don't see the thing that says chart beside it, go to these three little dots, push that, and you'll see this icon. And it just basically means make a graph. It actually says insert chart, but what it really means is make a graph. So click it, and then voila, you get a chart. Now, because of the type of data set that this is, it automatically chooses pie graph, which is, as you can see, a circle graph. So you could change the title if you want to. I'm going to leave it because it is messages received. You can change the colors of these. You can change the font. All of that stuff is right here. You don't have to. You can just leave it as the default. Close that, slide this over. And then you can easily see from the graph where I get the most, where I've gotten the most texts in the past 12 hours. Other teachers. That's about, well, it's 25%. And you can see it takes up about a quarter of the graph. And then from my parents, from my sister, and not a whole lot from Mrs. McMillan or my two brother-in-laws, because we just don't text a whole lot. It's mostly memes. Anyway, it just becomes rather apparent when you start looking at this where most of the information is coming from. Okay? So that's the proper way to do it. Now, if I had made a mistake, and I'm just going to delete that for a second. If I had made a mistake and selected all of it, including the total, it's going to give you a messed up graph, which I don't want you to do. So if I do that, insert the chart, it's actually doubling the number because the computer thinks, remember, a computer's only as smart as its user is going to be. So if you do make a mistake like this, the computer won't automatically recognize it. So you have to carefully select your data. If I selected this amount, I'm adding my total in. I don't want to add the total, maybe because you get a really messy graph. So do not put the total. Don't include that in the data set. So I don't want that. Get rid of this. The proper data set that you want is just your titles, and those don't include the total. In fact, you don't even need to put that part in. Select the chart. There it is. And once you're done, so once that's finished, make sure your name is in here. So don't send me something that says example McMillan. Put your name in. In fact, it'd be even better if you went up to the top here, because I'm going to give you each a copy of this. It'd be nice if you went up here and did circle graph assignment. Instead of Math 7, put your name in here. So don't actually put your name, like put your actual name. So I would put Eric and keep it like that. Put your last name in because we have multiples of certain names. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And then once we're done that, once I get these in, we're done that unit. And we're going to start on a new unit, probably on Monday or Tuesday. We're going to start back with fractions. Right? That's it. Take your time with this. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Don't use the comment section as a chat board, please. But if you want to leave a comment and ask a question, please go ahead. Before you do that, though, if you have a question about how to do this, I want you to watch the video at least once or twice, all the way through. All right, have fun.